The rise of Victor Osimhen, the story behind the masked Super Eagle. When Victor Osimhen first arrived in the mountainous regions of Naples, he assured fans that his goal was to achieve greater heights. Even though this is a cliche expressed by many a footballer after joining a new club, no one could have foreseen what was to come. The Nigerian striker is currently leading Gli Azzurri to its first Scudetto since 1990, as well as securing a Champions League quarter-final spot. At the time of speaking, Osimhen sits on a 19 Series A goal and is on the brink of making history by becoming the first African to be awarded the Capocannoniere, which is presented to the top scorer in the Italian league. It has put many top European clubs on high alert, but how did Victor Osimhen get this good? In this video, we'll be taking a look at his journey from Nigeria to Napoli and everything in between. But before we start, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell for more football content. Who is Osimhen? Victor Osimhen didn't have an easy start to life. Growing up in the Alusosun neighborhood of Lagos, Osimhen's home was located near Africa's largest open-air dump. To support his family, he sold bottled water on the streets while other strikers of his age were receiving valuable training and world-class coaching. Osimhen faced the challenge of making ends meet after his mother's death and his father's dismissal from his job as a police officer. Despite these difficulties, he persevered and worked tirelessly to support his family. Arrival in Europe. His professional footballing journey began only shortly after at the Ultimate Strikers Academy located in his home city of Lagos. The academy gave him the platform to propel himself onto the world stage with Nigeria's U17 team. Osimhen, accompanied by Samuel Chukwueze and Kelechi Nwakali, achieved a remarkable feat of scoring in all of Nigeria's matches, resulting in a total of 10 goals and securing the Golden Boot Award, as well as the trophy for the Golden Eaglets. No one other than Osimhen has ever scored double digits for their nation in the U17 World Cup. His impressive scoring capabilities prompted manager Samson Sayasa to include him in the starting lineup for the U23 African Cup of Nations (AFCON) final, which Nigeria also won. Several prominent clubs, including Inter, Dortmund, and Arsenal, expressed a keen interest in the young striker, but Wolfsburg managed to lure him away. VfL Wolfsburg offered him a pre-contract agreement where the striker would officially sign for the German club in January 2017. The day finally arrived and the Nigerian forward signed a 3.5-year deal with the German club. Unfortunately, his career at Wolfsburg didn't get off to a good start as he was injured upon his arrival, which prevented him from playing for some time. It wasn't until May 13th that Osimhen made his Bundesliga debut for Wolfsburg, where he came on as a substitute in the 59th minute of the match against Borussia Mönchengladbach, which ended in a 1-1 draw. During the first half of the 2017-18 season, Osimhen was selected in 12 of the 17 matchday squads and only featured in 5 games. He finally secured his full Bundesliga debut on January 2018 in a match against Hanover, where he played the entire 90 minutes in their 1-0 victory. Osimhen only scored 2 more starts during the rest of the season, playing the entire game against Werder Bremen on February 11th, and being replaced by Daniel Didavi at halftime in the match against Hertha Berlin on March 31st. The striker then went on to make 16 appearances for Wolfsburg, where he was unable to stop the team from being embroiled in a relegation battle. This was mainly due to new manager Bruno Labbadia's preference for veteran players. Osimhen was also marred by injury and underwent shoulder surgery, which ended his season early. He was unable to record a single goal for Die Wolf. Wolfsburg quickly concluded that Osimhen wasn't the striker they thought he was. As a result, Osimhen went on summer trials with the Belgians club Zulte Waregem and Club Brugge, the reigning champions. Unfortunately, his physical condition was affected by a bout of malaria he had suffered earlier that summer, and both clubs opted against taking him on loan. The next chapter. This wasn't the end for Osimhen, however, as Royal Charleroi Sporting Club decided to sign him on loan at the end of the 2017-18 season. The striker was brought in by Charleroi to replace Kaveh Rezaei, who was sold to Club Brugge after scoring 3 goals in the first 3 games of the season. He made his debut on September 1st as a late substitute for Jeremy Purbet and eventually found his goal-scoring boots during his full debut against Waasland Beveren on September 22nd, where he netted his first professional goal with a back heel. He went on to start the next 4 games alongside Adama Niane, scoring the club's only goal in losses to Cercle Brugge and Ghent. The striker was finally coming into form as he scored twice in the last 5 minutes in a 3-2 win over Zulte Waregem on October 21st. His impressive performances led him to being a regular starter, except on November 25th when he scored a goal off the bench in the club's 4-2 victory over Lokeren. Finally able to stay injury-free, Osimhen said in an interview with the BBC after the game that he had found his happiness and confidence again. Osimhen finished the first half of the season with 8 goals in 16 games, second only to Christian Benavente in the team. Charleroi was impressed with his contribution and activated their option to buy the player after his loan spell. Osimhen played a total of 36 games for the Belgian side, scoring an impressive 20 goals. Following the footsteps of compatriots Peter Adamwingie and Vincent Enayama, Osimhen signed for Lille Olympic Sporting Club in July 2019 as a replacement for the departing Rafael Liano. It didn't take long for Osimhen to hit the ground running under Christophe Galtier's management. He scored twice in his Ligue 1 debut against Nantes, followed by another brace against Saint-Étienne. By the end of November, he had already scored 9 goals and assisted twice, all while playing in a Lille team that appeared to have lost its attacking edge. Osimhen's natural-born killer instincts meant that he only required a half chance to secure all 3 points for his team. Osimhen also stepped up to fill the void left by retired international striker Odion Igalo. Although Nigeria is blessed with an abundance of center-forward options, Osimhen became the top choice for Gernot Rohr in 2019, having scored 7 goals and provided 6 assists in 13 appearances for the Super Eagles. Breakout at Napoli. Naturally, the informed striker piqued the interest of several top Premier League clubs. However, Osimhen believed that Napoli was the best choice for himself and would allow him to make the most out of his career. As a result, in the summer of 2020, Osimhen, who was only 22 years old at the time, transferred to Napoli from League 1 team Lille for a record-breaking transfer fee of 70 million euros. This made him the most expensive signing in the history of the club, a staggering feat when you consider legends such as Diego Maradona have played in Naples. Undoubtedly, Victor Osimhen faced a difficult start in Napoli when he transferred from Lille in July 2020 for a club record fee of 70 million euros. His transfer drew incredible scrutiny, but unfortunately, he suffered a shoulder injury while playing for Nigeria's national team, which sidelined him for 2 months. To make matters worse, he had to adapt to life in a new country during a global pandemic and then tested positive for COVID-19, followed by a fractured eye socket, which only added to his struggles. These issues ultimately limited his Serie A start to just 39 across the first 2 seasons in Naples. Nevertheless, the Super Eagles striker has managed to get better season by season. In his first season, he managed to score 10 goals and assist his teammates 3 times in 30 games. In the following season, he exceeded this by finding the net 18 times and providing 6 assists for his teammates across all competitions. Currently, in the 2022-23 season, he has surpassed his previous accomplishments with lots of games still left to play. After playing 26 games in all comps, he has scored 21 goals and provided 4 assists. Osimhen's impressive goal-scoring record owes a lot to Napoli's attacking brand of football, which is a hallmark of Luciano Spalletti's coaching style. Since Spalletti's appointment, Napoli have produced some impressive scores with Victor leading the line. After their initial victory, Napoli went on to rout Monza 4-0 with Osimhen scoring a goal. Soon after, they secured impressive victories over Liverpool 4-1 and Ajax 4-2 in the Champions League. In another 4-0 win, this time against Sassuolo, the Nigeria international scored his first Serie A hat-trick before domestic football went on hiatus due to the World Cup being held in Qatar. Playing in Napoli's 4-3-3 system, Osimhen benefits from the quality of wingers like Kvicha Kvaratskhelia, Matteo Politano, and Hirving Lozano, who not only deliver accurate crosses but also engage in swift, short combinations that have proven successful even against Italy's most organized defenses. This is a stark contrast to previous attack-minded wingers such as Lorenzo Insigne and Dries Mertens. This role suits him well as he is proficient in scoring with both feet and is a dominant figure in the air. Measuring in at 6 foot 1 inch, the striker has netted 5 headed goals this season. Impressively, for his goal against Spezia, Osimhen's athleticism was on full display as he jumped an impressive 8 feet and 4.6 inches high to beat the goalkeeper to a high ball. Osimhen is a dynamic player who is constantly on the move. While his primary focus is making runs past the last defender, he often joins attacks on the wing or moves wide to create space. This constant movement has led him to taking 80 shots in Serie A this season, 32 of which are on target, giving him a league-leading XG per 90 of .76. At his current pace, he is on track to score an impressive and potentially record-breaking 36 league goals by the end of the season, with as he averages the second most goals per 90 with .97. Osimhen's clinical finishing, athleticism, confidence, and intelligent positioning are qualities shared by top-tier strikers like Erling Haaland, Harry Kane, and Dusan Vlahovic. As a result, it's no surprise that teams like Manchester United, Liverpool, and Chelsea are interested in him. Despite this, Osimhen is unlikely to leave Napoli anytime soon. While his contract expires in 2 years, he is an integral part of the team's success and is at the forefront of something special in southern Italy. Victor Osimhen's footballing journey hasn't been an easy ride. After enduring a barren spell, being riddled with injury after injury, and experiencing rejection from prospective clubs, the player has experienced his fair share of setbacks. Despite this, the Nigerian striker has been able to overcome adversity to become Napoli's main man up front. Should he repay Napoli's trust in him by signing a contract extension, or should he seek pastures new at a bigger club? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated.